If you are reading MasterChef under the picture, you are not dreaming, because these three guys, the magic trio, Cherubini, Nedved and Arrivabene, they are cooking. They are cooking, and I can guarantee you that what they are cooking, it's caviar. It's really high-end, really beautiful luxury receipts. Put yourself behind the table, take a seat, make yourself ready, because in that video we will speak not about cooking lesson, but about Mercato, Pogba, Di Maria, and even other names. Put a maximum of likes, subscribe to the channel. We start immediately after the intro. Before going into the Italian front pages, because I told you so many names, we have to go with a big updates. Mercato is getting hot. When we are cooking at a certain moment, it becomes too hot and we have to take it. We have to unveil it to the other people that wants to eat what they will eat. So before going there, I want to say thank you to the people that are following me on Twitter. Today we have hit 20,000 people following me on Twitter, and this is exceptional, because I'm not a journalist. You know that, yes, I work for Juve, but I'm on Twitter for fun, to connect with people, to have some fun with some memes, to follow and inform myself as well. I have a really great time there. Thank you for the trust. Let's try also here on the channel to make it a habit to put a maximum of like, to really hit the 20,000 Juventini in that community. That would be a dream. Before starting the Serie A, before starting, put a maximum of subscription. This time it's not a maximum of like, but it's also a maximum of subscription. Guys, we start with the news. So many things to talk about. The Italian papers, Corriere dello Sport is opening with Origi. Why Origi? Because he's hugging Milan. He's there, he's in Milano doing the medical test. 14 million in 4 years. We know it. Not a lot of high salaries anymore in Serie A. We know that there is a roof for every team, because they can't go crazy. You really have to monitor that, not only the value of players, even if Origi is coming for free, and this is also an important one, but also the salaries are lower than are in some other leagues. But that's not important, because if there is a team that is going totally crazy, it's Juventus with Potenza Max, the strength of Juventus, strength of Max. There is saying Di Maria said yes. Allegri ha un attacco da paura, che fa paura. Allegri has an offensive trio, an offensive line, has an attack that is scaring everyone, that is scaring Serie A. They are putting some pictures, Paul Pogba, Di Maria, and also Kostic. Will Kostic arrive or not? Let's discuss about that. But Gazzetta dello Sport, they surprised me. I have to be honest, today they really surprised me. I'm used that Gazzetta dello Sport is 50, 60, 75% of their paper, instead of pink, is becoming blue and black, because they are speaking about Inter. This morning they surprised me, because 40% of their page was dedicated to Juventus with Juve ti porto I gol. Juventus, I will bring you goals, with Vlahovic that is hugging Di Maria. Hugging him with, we can translate it with thank you, grazie angel, because I needed your goal. Last year Juventus in Serie A scored 57 goals. We have to go much higher, 70 goals, 80 goals. That's what we have to reach. Vlahovic, we already took him in January, but he will have to be fed. And who can be that? It is Angel Di Maria, especially if we are listening to the words of Casillas that is saying, pay attention, is really a beautiful name. He will make the difference in Serie A. Don't pay attention to the age. He will be really decisive. They are also speaking about the Ligt, and we will speak about the Ligt in a few minutes. Tutto Sport, today, guys, the papers, they are amazing, because they are showing him big. Di Maria, he's kissing. I don't know if it's kissing me or if he's kissing you. And then you see a Pogba that is doing like that. For you, for me, probably for all of us, because Juve non finisce qui. Juventus, it's not over. We don't stop with these two big names for free, with a quite limited salary. I told you that it was important. Juventus is already thinking about the next names. Cambiaso, Zaniolo, Koulibaly, Ligt, Paredes, a lot of names. It is not over. I told you about Mercato is crazy. I changed the narrative of last year with Mercato never sleeps. In Mercato is crazy, because I was ready. I was ready for a crazy epic summer of a revolution of Juventus. Pay attention, in my video 11 ways to survive Mercato, how to survive Mercato, I said at a certain moment, don't pay attention too much to social media leaks and so on, because the players are not leaking that much, but maybe I was wrong. Yesterday, Giorgelina, we are going from Georgina, from Cristiano Ronaldo, to Giorgelina, the wife of Angel Di Maria. Yesterday, she started to follow Juventus on Instagram, or she's a big fan of old ladies and she was wrong, and she didn't do it with on purpose to follow Juventus, or maybe she's telling us, Beppe, yes, Di Maria is a done deal, confirmed also by Romeo Agresti, because he said Di Maria has accepted Juventus' proposal. Both parts are working to finalize the last paperwork. Pay attention to that. Why did Juventus choose for Di Maria? Because he is an instant player, someone that can make the difference immediately, because Allegri, because the supporters, Agnelli, Cherubini, myself, we want to win immediately. Banter era of 10 years like Inter, Milan, the other one, they are all forever in banter era. It's not that they had a peak era, it's always banter era, but Juventus banter era can't be more than 2-3 years. We have to go immediately for the win, and Di Maria is that kind of player. He can play everywhere offensively as a number 10, on the right side, on the left. Of course, when we are thinking about that 4-3-3, we imagine him on top on the right side in a 4-3-3, but pay attention to Allegri, this may be cooking as well. He's not on the picture of the master chef, but maybe he's already cooking. What will he do? Because he insisted to have Paul Pogba and Di Maria, instant players immediately. Everyone is confirming, the wife is confirming it's not over, because they're speaking about Cambiaso. Juventus is accelerating on a lot of names. It was looking like Juventus was doing nothing. You remember when we said instead of Mercato is crazy, Mercato is lazy. Juventus is not doing lazy things, because they worked a lot in June to be prepared for announcement in July. They accelerated on Cambiaso, 22, young Italian left back that can play offensively and defensively. There is a name. They are looking for Dragusin going to Genoa with a few million, and then Cambiaso to Juventus. Will he remain or not? Because there are also some voices that are saying that he could go on loan to Atalanta, maybe on loan there, and taking Udogie, because Udogie from time to time, he comes, he leaves, he comes, he leaves. Udinese, they want to keep him, but pay attention to the really crazy strategies of Juventus. Otherwise, guys, I was talking with Dancolo. He started to work on a video on the Cambiaso, and he's also confirming what a baller. We have a really great talent in-house. So let's see what will happen with him. It's not over. They are giving us some percentages about Zaniolo. 60 million is the price publicly that Roma is asking. Some sources are saying that they are asking a bit less money to Juventus. 50% of chances that he can join Juve. That's the percentages given by Tuttosport. Kostic, 20%. Hey, a player that was, according to the barber, so close to Juve, the percentages, they go down. They went down drastically. Why? Because it's true that if you have Di Maria, Zaniolo, the comeback of Chiesa, you have Vlahovic, all these single names, it makes sure that Kostic can be a problem, especially if you have a Cambiaso that can play up and down for a lot less money. It's not over. Kostic can still be a Juve player, but he will be a discussion for later. 75% for Cambiaso, which is really high. Only crazy things could happen to make it collapse. 99% for our friend Pogba. 50% for Koulibaly, while you have a 35% of Ligt not staying at Juventus, but going away. So it's actually a 65% for Ligt to remain at Juve, according to Tuttosport. That's really great. Why 50% of Koulibaly? Koulibaly, of course, if Ligt is leaving to Chelsea, he has a lot more chance to join Juve, because Juventus will have a lot more money to put on the table for De Laurentiis. Without it, they will try. Regardless, from Ligt, Juventus is trying on Koulibaly. Will we succeed or not? That's another question. But of course, if you want to have all that money for all these players, you need to sell. Morata will not come back at Juventus. They are still asking 35 million. One Football is saying that Atletico Madrid president was hinting about his future. He could potentially even stay at Atletico Madrid. I believe we really have to say this time goodbye to Alvaro Morata, to the number 9 that probably will go on the shoulders from someone that is waiting for that number. We are speaking about our friend Dusan Vlahovic. One Football is speaking about Moiskin, because that's really crazy. Moiskin wants to go back to Paris Saint-Germain. First, we will have to buy him, and he could go there in a swap with Paredes that has always been linked to Juve. Going to Juventus, guys, we will have a lot of midfield, a total new midfield with Pogba, Zaniolo probably also in the midfield, and Paredes. Locatelli could play the 3 roles. Would be a total revolution in a sector of the field where Juventus was really need. Speaking about Ligt, Mohamed El Shahali, El Tactico, our friend, is reporting that Chelsea has put as their priority Ligt. They want to go. They know that Juventus, they want the money. Just to address something, Juventus wants to renew the player. At the moment, it's the player that is not sure about renewing. He's not saying that he wants to leave Juve. He wants to stay. He's not sure yet that he wants to renew. And of course, if he's not sure about renewing, Juventus is saying, you know what? If you don't want to renew at the moment, let's hear the market then, because you are not giving us the reassurance. And this is at the moment the thing. Even if Juventus wants to keep the Ligt, I insist on that. But they said to Chelsea, we need some cash. We want some cash. Give us 125 million or you don't have the Ligt. Chelsea will try, because they are convinced that inserting some players will work. So they tried already with Werner. Juventus said no, we don't want. I will also explain you why Juventus said no. They will try with some other players. They are speaking about Kante, they are speaking about Jorginho, they are speaking about a lot of players, not Kai Havertz. So let me know which player you would love to have in a package from cash plus player for the Ligt. I'm curious to read you. If not, Liverpool and the 2 Manchester clubs are also looking from behind. Why is Werner not a player that Juventus would say yes? Guys, if you are looking at more or less the salaries of Chelsea, it's crazy. Romelu Lukaku was the most paid player with 17 million. I'm speaking about pounds, not even euros, so you have to multiply with a certain coefficient. And N'Golo Kante is earning a lot more money as well with 15 million sterling, and Werner was top 3 with 14, totally out of proportion for the salaries that Juventus is giving. If you are looking at Paul Pogba with 8 plus 2, guys, here we are speaking about top salaries that will probably not be spent by Juventus. Guys, just to explain you a few things about the other teams, we are still negotiating for Mandragora. Fiorentina and Juve, they found an agreement for 10 plus 1 million for Mandragora. Mandragora, he would love to go to Torino. Torino that was convinced that they would have a discount by Juventus by not buying Mandragora with the close. Now they are a bit in the mud and they will have to increase it. And I want to speak about that because it's a beautiful example of our new management, the guys that were cooking, our master chef guys that has a new strategy. We don't give players for free. Our rules, or you don't have the players. And that's something I really appreciate. Pay attention for Inter and Milan because they are on their players every time they are changing objectives. It's not a lot of money for the Italian club. So Juventus is doing something really spectacular. Let's just announce them. That would be really beautiful. Thank you for following the channel. Tonight, if you're still there and you want to do something this evening on Twitch of Juventus, we will go with a big quiz to have a bit of fun with some Juve fans. Thank you, Forza Juve.